Will is that what's called something that we are really going to will. So that means we are going to see something, see things. What according to Nyingma school, and particularly in a Tantra, divided into that highlighted as three views. Those are the view of the way where things are, or if seeing exactly reality pairs of the way things are, seeing as a view of the way things are, seeing exactly as it is, and then view of the nature of the way things are, and then seeing the view of the one's own awareness, one's own rupa, or the awareness, or simple I can say mind, nature of the mind, seeing that. So now among that three, which is principle, which according to the teaching, the third one, the view, that views of the one's own awareness is principle, because that which is really viewing the object, that which is viewing of the nature of the object, and then the view nature of the one's own awareness. So the final one, principal one, is view of the one's own awarenesses. And this time, that view, what we're discussing of the object, view of the object, reality, view of the object of this relative truth, and view of the nature of the relative truths. This is, as I said the other day, and it is a simple word ever used, is the relative truth, the absolute truth. So seeing relative truth exactly as is, exactly is. That means seeing the purity aspect of reality or relative truth as it is. The purity aspect of relative truth is, then everything enlightened status. All five aggregates are enlightened, five elements are enlightened, so all is in consciousness enlightened. As I said, five aggregate is include also consciousness too. So it's all enlightened. That is enlightened. And nature of the enlightened is that five aggregate is emptiness or is openness. And I think whenever you now know emptiness, what it means, is emptiness means there is no substantial solid existence. All is gathered of the particles. All different particles are really formed up and formed that form. But reality level, there is no substantial solid entities at all. Whether we're thinking of the form, whether we're thinking of the form aggregates, whether we're thinking of the feeling aggregate, everyone as if it is kind of like we nominated, or we kind of hold that their formation and the continuation, then we hold as forms. But reality, that continuation is changing. Essentially, there is no permanent state that it's continually changing, and it's all the way they formed. Is also is all the particles come together. It's not just came like that from the beginner's time. It's formed newly. So this is like hallucination. For that reason, in the great teacher, Buddha Shakyamuni used examples as reflection, moon in the waters, or illusions, or like as the appearance or the perceptions of the dhaturas. And all, when you see these perceptions, when you see this, looks like it exists, but reality is just temporarily due to the different circumstances, it appeared, but then there is no substantial solid existence. So according to the teaching, the form, this external form and our own form is really constantly changing status. There is no substantial solid existence. So therefore it's called emptiness. It's like openness, space. Because why that changing is happening? There is so many spaces. It even looks like so solid, concrete, but it's changing, it's moving constantly. So this is the space. Each of the particles are also, if you break down, there's no substantially solid entity, even the sliced ones. Those reasons in the teaching say is all empty. Those are the reasons of logics to discover. And then feelings, perception, conception is also continuations. There's no solid existence. So there's a discovery of that innate nature, that even as a divine mandalas, all this enlightened state, yet it is display of the divines, display of the illusions of the divine, or magical displays. For that reason, gracious teacher Buddha Shakyamuni said, even there is something higher than enlightenment, that is magic, that is dream, that is illusion. There's nothing else. It didn't mean illusion, magic, and dreamland. Didn't mean that is unfunctionable, untrue. It's perfectly true. It functions exactly where things are there. It will function on the illusion perfectly. Illusion works on the illusions. Dream works on the dreams. It's not something that is not good. This conception is good or nothing. That is duality. But reality level, everything is really open status. So that is what is like these three views. Views of this, all the forms are, seeing the forms, every forms are seeing exactly as it is, as enlightened. And it is the natures are also in a magical emptiness or the Dharma Dhatu status as it is. Both these empty, the forms and this emptiness are union status, and that is preceded by the one's own awareness, and the awareness itself is what the nature of the awareness is, the emptiness. So viewing the view of the one's own awareness is emptiness, openness. There is no substantial, solid existing entities. So that is really the views, basically. Then, of course, there is more kind of details, specifically going views, and then according to Buddha teachings, views of the basic Buddhist schools, views of the Mahayana schools, views of the generally Vajrayana teachings, so kind of highlighted that way. And view of the basic Buddhist school, foundation Buddhist school, is the egoless state, saying there is no ego existing at all in any places in our forms. We always think of such as I, but there is no substance really existing, any I, that if we look, which form, what is how that form, according to the teaching, and he said, is we hold such as I, or the ego, or identity, or such as a name, for example, like my name is Khenpo 7. When people see, oh, he's a Khenpo, yes. And I think also I'm Khenpo's. But reality, what is this Khenpo? Khenpo is a continuation of my forms, and then combination of the all these aggregates or the forms, limbs and head and everything kind of come together in a way, holding together, and the continuation. That continuation and holding together we named as Khenpo. But reality, there is what is Khenpo? There's no. That applies to everything. We hold the title, we hold this, but it's only idea we named. It's not something solid, really existing. So then similarly, I am here. I am going to do this. We just kind of without thinking, without analyzing, investigating, kind of presuming that, oh, I'm here, I'm going to do this and that. Of course, it works in the relative truth perfectly. This is nothing wrong. But we're talking of the reality exists or not. The reality is not existing. There's nothing. Then we do, for example, for the benefit of the I thinking, we do so many activities that are unbeneficial activities, or we do so many activities to try to serve to our I in helping. And then we get also so many different headaches. No, that is what's called in Buddha's teaching. Then we're creating so much karmas. And then emotions such as like those all different negative emotions arise with that and create it. even reality level, these emotions are also really empty. There's no solid existing. That is not something that conquers existing. It's arising from emptiness, it's happening to the emptiness, and then we performing that, carrying that, continuing holding that, and then that's also happening in emptiness, and then dissolving, merging back to the emptiness or to the where it comes from. So there, what is there actually? For that is nothing really existing, solid, concrete, as we believed. For that reason, it's called emptiness. So in the Buddhism, the basic Buddhist schools or the foundation Buddhist school practice as egolessness, and that is not just the basic Buddhist school. That is applying to the Mahayana and Vajrayana too. That is a foundation. So is then the egolessness practice. So view of the egolessness, and then that is view. In the Mahayana teaching, above the egoless or self-egolessness stage, and then they practice. Again, they got discovering that there is not just self-egolessness, everything is empty. Everything is a delusion, illusion status. This is not something only that I is. The whole object and subject are really like magical. It's dream-like. There's no substantial solid existing, yet is performing and carrying, functioning perfectly on the relative level or illusion level, but reality is not solid. Discovering that exactly as it is. That's the true egolessness in the way of Mahayana teaching. Said self-egolessness and the phenomena egolessness. That means not solid existing phenomena too. Above that, Vajrayana sees then that same thing, foundation is same. But then they discovered again, entirely everything is egolessness or the emptiness, yet is combined with wisdoms, the great blissfulness, wisdoms. So wisdom and emptiness are union, all in a union status. So that's not just emptiness is as an object. The emptiness which is to discover that emptiness is our mind. And mind is empty, and mind is wisdom and a compassion status. For those reasons, and then Mahayana, particularly Vajrayana, highlighted the union of the emptiness and the compassion. Everything in that status. That is the view, meditating. So that is what really about the views now.